So I was texting one of my friends about the Switch and basically how we like cartridge-based things and like actually owning our games. And then I was talking about how I travel everywhere with mine, even bought an extra power cord and everything. So I will apologize. I'm using my Note 8 to film this, and it actually does a really good job. I like how it picks up audio, even though half the time I don't use that audio. And I also like how the light's built in, and I can just, it's a real quick, easy setup. But one thing it does is it does this weird focus in and out thing once in a while, and I got to figure out what's going on there. So I do apologize for that. But hey, at least I got it being held still. But yeah, so like here you'll see as I open it, this is my traveling case, and I have an HDMI cord in here. Most hotels nowadays have an LCD type television, and then I got some Amazon basic controllers here, or adapters. You can snap the Joy-Cons in them. Gives you kind of a, I want to say Super Nintendo feel, like PlayStation type controller, but Super Nintendo feel. Then the case I have came with these bags, and you'll see I keep my microfiber cloths in here. And then this, I actually did a video on this when I was excited I got it. This is a little stand to put your system on and charge. You cannot dock with that, but if you just need something on the side. And then all the Joy-Con controllers are right here. Or not the controllers, but the sidebars for the triggers. And then in this bag, I keep all my games. The red and blue cases didn't come with the case. Those the red ones came with a Mario case I got, but I don't use that too often because you can't take anything other than games and stuff with it. And then the blue ones were just an extra Zelda pack I bought. But I like keeping my games there. I keep all the cases in a shelf in my game area, and then I travel with these. And then you'll see that red one there actually has an SD card in there if you look closely. And then here's the extra power supply. The main dock that comes with the Switch is actually still plugged in to the TV that I play it on. I got sick of unplugging everything, so I just got an extra power supply. And then here, there's actually a lot of videos out about this dock here. This dock has USB-C on it to plug into the Switch, and then you can power your USB connector right here. Obviously, don't loop it like that. And then two USBs and the HDMI out on it. And then, because I don't carry a dock, I use the dock slot for the power supply to my 3DS. And then you'll see I have the 3DS in there also. And it's an XL. So, I mean, it fits a pretty good size in there. The dock and the 3D XL are about the same width. And then where you'd put your Pro controller, I have the Joy-Con adapter piece back there. And then I even have room to throw in my little side bumper pieces. I actually do like these on there. It gives it a little extra thickness. And then, of course, you got the Switch itself. That's the best part of the whole thing. And then, yeah, you'll see you got different areas in here. You got where the dock would go. And you'll see, here's what I was talking about. It's about the same width. Yeah, so where the Pro controller would go, you'll see this fits in there really well. Even where the little notch out is pretty much lined up. And then we'll slide the 3DS in there. You know, normally I don't have it tilted up like this. But then with the power supply in there, it leaves a little bit slight of a gap. But this is nice because you can roll up the cord, put it in there, and then the dock itself, it'll squeeze in there. But not too tight. It's actually really, really a good feel in there. Everything's in there nice and snug. I don't want to say tight because it is almost like it's supposed to be that way. And then there you got the Switch in there. So as you can see, I can actually fit quite a bit in the case. I really like this. I like that it's a hard shell and everything, but I have everything you need for traveling with a console system and a portable system. But the fun part is always getting everything back in. So you'll see here, starting out with the empty case, it's easier to just start with some of the bigger things that I know are going to end up on the bottom. So here's what I was talking about earlier. I just get my 3DS in there, use the gap on the left for the cord, And then once the dock's in there, like I mentioned earlier, it's a nice snug fit, and I just got to make sure everything's in there. And then the Pro Controller, everything of course at first always goes pretty well. You know, right here it looks really clean. I wish that was all there was to it. And then where the power cord goes, it actually fits. It is intentional that goes there. It is the right width where the power cord is a snug fit. Once again, not tight. Everything fits in really well. But that's actually kind of what it's designed for, is to be right there and have the cord in there. At least from the pictures and everything you can see. And then I bag up all the Joy-Con bumper controls or triggers. I also put my little mini dock in there. And then you'll notice I let the cords hang out. I just do that because it doesn't actually make a difference them hanging out, and it does make the bag a little skinnier. It gets a bit bulkier when I do that. And then a nice thing about this case actually will, if you have one of those controllers that kind of give it the, I always call it the PS3 handles, but give them the extra handles, they'll fit in here. Well, because of that, I have enough room to actually fit my bumpers I like in here. So I just throw those on both sides. And then the other bag, I put every single game cartridge in there. I fit them all in there. So some of those are empty, but I like to keep empty ones with me because you never know if you're going to pick up another SD card or where you'll pick up another game. And I found it's best just to get that game in the case and get it where it belongs. And then I also have an app on my phone that I actually inventory all my games, and I do that also. As you can see, I forgot the microfiber cloths here, so I'm just putting those in. I keep those in with the bumpers. The games, I don't put anything other than SD cards and games in the other bag. I like to just know that's what those are. When I grab that bag, I know how that bag feels, so I don't have things flying around. And then the Amazon Basic Joy-Con accessory controller, or whatever, I could probably keep calling them something. They really just kind of sit on top. They don't take up a lot of height because where the power cord is in the dock, there's a recess there, and they kind of fit in there. And the same with the power side, where the power cord is for the Switch, where the black bags I have standing up taller. And then the HDMI cord I can just wrap around there. Sometimes I get a little pickier, and I actually will coil it around, like wrap it around, but I never put it in front of the Switch screen itself, just for protection reason. But yeah, then I'll close it. And I'm going to use that word again. It's a snug fit. It does not, doesn't bend it at all though. And you'll see everything's good to go. Nice solid case. And I now have a traveling system with 2 portables. If you found any of this useful, that's awesome. If not, well, I don't know what to tell you. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, whatever can help out. And thanks.